On a quiet night in a small village in the Philippines, a boy named Miguel sat beside his father in a small wooden house. His father, a simple carpenter, had rough hands and a tired face but carried a smile that told Miguel everything was going to be all right. The two would sit on the porch after long days of work. His father would hum old love songs, and Miguel would listen with shining eyes. In those moments, dreams felt close, even though their reality was far from easy. Miguel's family didn't have much. His father worked day and night building furniture for other people's homes while their own roof leaked during the rainy season. But there was one thing his father never failed to give him: hope. Miguel loved to sing. He would sing while sweeping floors, washing clothes, even carrying wood with his father. At night, when others slept, he would walk to the top of a hill overlooking the town and sing to the stars. He had no microphone, no stage, no audience. But the wind carried his voice far. One day, his father looked at him after a long day of work and said, "Son, your voice can build more than wood ever could. You can build a future." Miguel never forgot those words. Years passed. Miguel worked side by side with his father to help support their family. He left school early, not because he didn't love learning, but because he wanted his younger sister to have a chance at education. His hands grew rough, like his father's. But his dream never faded. He would listen to recordings of singers like Whitney Houston, Josh Groban, and Celine Dion, memorizing every breath, every emotion. In 2018, a local singing contest came to their province. Miguel borrowed a second-hand shirt and shoes from a neighbor and joined. When he stepped onto the tiny stage, his heart pounded so loudly he thought the microphone would pick it up. But when he sang, the crowd fell silent. His voice carried pain, love, and hope all at once. He didn't win first place, but something bigger happened. Someone in the audience recorded his performance and posted it online. That video traveled across the ocean, reaching someone who encouraged him to audition for America's Got Talent. Miguel was only 19 when he first set foot in the United States. He had never been on a plane before. He had never seen a stage so big or lights so bright. He walked onto the AGT stage with trembling hands, clutching a photo of his father in his pocket. Simon Cowell, known for his tough judgments, looked at him curiously. Miguel introduced himself softly, his accent heavy, his smile nervous but warm. He said he was the son of a carpenter from a small town in the Philippines, and that he was singing not just for himself, but for his family. The music began. He chose the song "The Prayer." As the first notes came out, the entire room transformed. The boy who had once sung to the stars now sang to the world. His voice soared, powerful, raw, angelic. Judges leaned forward, the audience held their breath. When he reached the climax of the song, the theater erupted into cheers. Simon Cowell pressed his hands together, his eyes softening in a way people rarely saw. Miguel didn't just sing a song. He told his life story through it. That night, Miguel received a standing ovation. Cheers filled the eyes of people who had never met him but felt his journey through his music. He advanced through the competition, but in the semifinals, he was eliminated. Still, his story didn't end there. Simon told him backstage, "Miguel, you have something special. This is just the beginning." Miguel returned home to the Philippines after the show. His village welcomed him like a hero. His father hugged him tightly, whispering how proud he was. But Miguel felt something missing. He promised his father that one day he would return to that stage stronger, better, and ready to make the world remember his name. Years went by. Miguel worked harder than ever. By day, he helped his father in their small carpentry shop. By night, he sang at weddings, fiestas, and small restaurants. Sometimes he was paid in meals instead of money, but every performance was another step closer to his dream. One rainy afternoon, something happened that changed everything. His father fell ill. The doctors said his heart was weak. Hospital bills piled up. Miguel sold his small sound system, stopped performing for a while, and spent every moment taking care of his father. But one night, his father, lying in the hospital bed, looked at him and said, "Son, don't let my illness stop your song. Promise me you'll keep singing." Miguel made that promise. In 2025, AGT announced a special season where previous contestants could return and compete again. Miguel saw the announcement while sitting on the edge of his bed, scrolling through his old phone. His heart started to race. He knew this was his moment. But he had no money for a plane ticket. No fancy clothes. No team behind him. Just a dream. His entire village came together, donating small amounts of money, selling homemade snacks, organizing a little fundraiser. Even the local Carpenters Association helped. They didn't just send Miguel to America. They sent the hope of everyone who believed in second chances. When Miguel stepped back onto that stage, everything felt different. He wasn't the scared teenager anymore. He was a man who carried the weight of his father's love and his people's hope in his heart. Simon Cowell recognized him immediately. He smiled softly and said, "Welcome back, Miguel. Are you ready?" Miguel nodded, his voice trembling as he said, "This time, I sing for my father." The music began. The song he chose was "You Raise Me Up." The lights dimmed. A single spotlight shone on him. His hands shook slightly as he held the microphone, but when he closed his eyes and took the first breath, his soul opened up. His voice, richer and more powerful than ever before, filled the theater. Every word was a prayer. Every note carried his father's heartbeat. Simon Cowell's eyes glistened. He tried to keep his usual composure, but the emotion in Miguel's voice broke through every wall. Halfway through the performance, Simon covered his mouth, tears forming in his eyes. The audience stood up even before Miguel finished the song. When the last note echoed through the room, the entire theater erupted. People were crying, hugging each other, clapping as if their hearts depended on it. Howie Mandel stood up and shouted, "This is what AGT is all about." Heidi had tears streaming down her face. Sophia was speechless. And Simon, the man known for being hard to impress, slowly stood up and gave Miguel the most emotional standing ovation of the season. He walked to the judges' table, pressed the golden buzzer, and golden confetti rained down on Miguel. Miguel fell to his knees, crying. In that moment, all the years of hardship, all the nights on the hilltop, all the sacrifices of his father, they all came back. The crowd chanted his name as his father's face appeared on the big screen from a hospital room back in the Philippines. His father was watching live. His father was crying too, proud beyond words. Backstage, Simon hugged Miguel tightly and whispered something the cameras barely caught. He said, "Your voice has the power to change lives. Don't ever stop singing." Miguel couldn't stop crying. He wasn't just a carpenter's son anymore. He was a symbol of hope. The news spread quickly. Videos of his performance flooded social media. People around the world shared his story, calling him the voice of the people. The golden buzzer moment became one of the most emotional in AGT history. In the Philippines, people gathered around small televisions, phones, and public screens to watch their hometown hero. Even those who had never met Miguel cried as if they had known him all their lives. In the weeks that followed, Miguel prepared for the live shows. His father's health improved a little, enough to send him messages of encouragement every day. Miguel trained with vocal coaches, but more importantly, he kept his humility. He would sit alone in his room at night, holding his father's photo, whispering, "We're almost there, Papa." During the live finals, Miguel walked on stage wearing a simple white shirt. He didn't need extravagance. His voice was his power. The song he chose this time was a tribute to his father, a song called "Wind Beneath My Wings." As he sang, pictures of his father working as a carpenter played on the big screen behind him. The world saw not just a performer, but a son honoring his hero. Simon cried again. The judges were left speechless. When the results came in, Miguel didn't just win the audience's heart, he made history. He became one of the few contestants ever to return and make it to the finals after years of absence. Whether he would win the trophy or not didn't matter. He had already won something far more powerful, the respect, love, and admiration of millions around the world. After the show, Miguel returned home to the Philippines with a special surprise arranged by the AGT team. They built a small music and carpentry school in his hometown, named after his father. Miguel said, "If my father built dreams with wood, I'll build them with music." Children from nearby towns started coming to learn how to sing, play instruments, and believe in themselves. Simon Cowell later said in an interview, "I've seen many performances over the years, but Miguel's is one I will never forget. When he sang, it wasn't just music. It was love. It was life. Miguel's father lived long enough to watch his son sing on the world's biggest stages. And every time Miguel performed, he carried his father with him, in his heart, in his songs, in every breath. This story is not just about a boy with a voice. It's about a dream born in poverty, nurtured by love, and carried to the world by a song. It's about the power of never giving up, the strength of a father's love, and the miracle that happens when hope refuses to die. If you're watching this right now, maybe you have a dream too. Maybe the world tells you it's impossible. But remember Miguel. Remember the boy who sang to the stars with nothing but a heart full of hope. Remember that no matter where you come from, your story can inspire the world. So don't stop dreaming, don't stop believing, and never stop singing your song, no matter how far the stage might seem. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable journey. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs hope today. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories like this one. Until next time, keep believing, because dreams do come true.